Alright, let's chop up a little stupid. Coming to us from the Daily Wire, calls to retire Marvel's The Punisher escalate after a Capitol Hill rioter is seen wearing iconic symbol. Written by Paul Boyce, and anybody requesting this it's a skull. Like, straight up and down, a skull. Cut it out. But once, here's the thing. Over the past few days, we've seen people from the blue team completely off their gourd, and they've been off their gourd for the past 4 years. But you won, but you keep digging and you keep digging and you keep digging. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna call these people insurrectionists. We're gonna, based on the actions of a few, we're gonna call these people insurrectionists. We're gonna cut off banks. We're gonna kick people off of platforms. Anybody who's closely associated. There's reports of a guy being on the no-fly list because he was simply out there. Jesus Christ. This is not how this country is supposed to operate. I'm sorry. And it really blows my mind that we got 4 years of it at the federal level, but deal is that we've had generations of it at the state level. So let's rock, baby. Marvel's iconic character, the Punisher, has fallen subject to a cancel campaign after Capitol Hill rioters were seen wearing his famous skull symbol last week. As Fox News noted, the Punisher has often been a subject of controversy due to the character's willingness to employ violence, torture, and murder to achieve his ends, aka be an awesome fictional character. Alright, the Punisher's just a badass. He is badass personified, whose family was killed by the mob, so he's out there, he's out on a mission for revenge. Anybody that was closely associated to this is going down. It's one of the things that Stan Lee did best. I'm not sure who created the character, but okay, I'll put it to you like this. Of that era, the creators of that era were very aware of, how emotions work, the things that truly drive us as individuals. And you've got a generation now that, oh my goodness, my feelings, participation trophies, and everything else like that. No, that era back then, they knew it. They knew what to draw from to make their shit timeless, which is why we still rock it to this day. But these new casts, they come in with the ideas oh my goodness, yeah, we can sit here and change Spider-Man into a girl and Miss Marvel into an Indian and all these other things. It's dude, okay, but how about where's the newness? Where's your timelessness? Why can't you capture that same energy? And it's because it's just a copy and paste of things that have been done before. The character symbol has been a topic of debate for years after it was adopted as a symbol of pride among some of the U.S. military and law enforcement, and as well as some far-right activists. Many have found it alarming that police, as well as potentially violent left-leaning groups find kinship with Marvel's most violent and murderous anti-hero, or reported the outlet. Once again, Frank Castle's awesome. Okay? I love the movies. Okay, so Dolph Lundgren had the first shot at it, and I remember that movie, but I didn't particularly care for that movie. Then you had the Thomas Jane ones with John Travolta, which were rather interesting and really, really fun. Then there was a Punisher Warzone movie, which is just, yeah, everything they're saying. Everything they say, nothing but violence. It's glorious. It's really that's the thing. It taps into that primal instinct we as men have that the feminized just really can't see, At the Capitol Hill riots, for instance, the now infamous paramilitary man carrying zip ties was wearing a Punisher symbol, which prompted a social media campaign to have the character and his symbol retired for good. The seditionists that invaded the Capitol today wore a Punisher logo. I say, Marvel needs to either aggressively enforce their trademark so it isn't printed anywhere. A skull. Just so we're clear. A skull. That's what it is. Ultimately, Can you, like, I get the design, the overarching design, but ultimately it's a skull. Take that one before the Supreme Court, would you? Trademark so it isn't printed yet, and abandon the Punisher completely. You can't allow your characters to be used by terrorists at comic tropes. Oh, of course, there's a comics tropes, same way there's a feminist tropes, same way that there's all these critical theory tropes out there that have done absolutely nothing but butt fuck and destroy creativity when it comes to, when it comes to the entertainment class. Nick Osborne, editor-in-chief at Comic Watch HQ, said that while the character may not need a retirement, he will require an evolution in light of recent events. I've attempted to articulate my thoughts on the controversy of the Punisher, his place at Marvel, and in our own reality. Okay, so he's just some dipshit at Comics Watch HQ. Who gives a shit? Like, okay, if Sana Amanat comes out and says something, somebody who's actually, like, if Kevin Feige, because I believe he's the COO of comics now, if Kevin Feige comes out and says, oh yeah, we should get rid of the Punisher, I mean, it gotta go. Like, then I'll be concerned. Or Sana Amanat, or, one of the people over there that making the decisions, or Disney, Kathleen Kennedy, I guess, comes out and says, oh yeah, we gotta get rid of the Punisher. I'm a little bit more concerned than some dipshit on Twitter, which is seriously, like, I think the media the media is gonna cling to Twitter for as long as it can. But ultimately, like, I think we've seen the internet's power, and in a lot of spaces and in a lot of cases, a lot of us don't want no parts of that. Not anymore. When it comes to Punisher, Pepe, PogChamp, etc., it doesn't matter what meanings were originally intended. Oh, including the OK symbol. And Jennifer, sorry, sweetheart, but this is masculine land. You're getting no play over here. Marvel hasn't commented on the controversy. Actor John Barenthal, who I believe is the definitive Punisher, the same way I believe Charlie Cox is the definitive Daredevil. And I would like to say Michael Collier was the definitive Luke Cage, but I feel like as an American dude from the East Coast that punches things, that's a role that I could take, I mean, I'm just saying, like, yo, give me a call, you know what I'm saying? But either way, plus, speaking of timelessness, they really screwed the pooch when they sat there and dabbed and did the whole Black Lives Matter thing in the middle of that show. It was like, wow, you really just, like, that's the thing. It starts off great, right? And it's so great that it catches the attention of those who would like to use it for their own nefarious means. And so thusly, it transforms, and it's manipulated, and it's molded into something completely, in many cases, separate from what it was originally intended to be. We look at the MCU for example. I know that the lead up to Thanos, everything got changed midway, particularly due to the Disney acquisition. So, boom. I would love to see the original thought process out for that. But either ways, I'm a Punisher fan. No matter how many nut jobs steal his logo, I'll still be a Punisher fan. They don't understand what it truly symbolizes. If they did, they wouldn't wear it, and I'm not going to let them take it from me, said one user. I'm with you. Beautiful work, Barenthal said in response. These people are misguided, lost, and afraid. They have nothing to do with what Frank stands for or is about. Big love, Jay. Oh, that's nice. John Barenthal. You're a likable guy. I mean, you're still a Holly weirdo, but you're a likable guy. So I want to see things you're in. Either ways, like, I do think he's the definitive, like, Punisher, without question. They should, I would say they should put him into the MCU, but Disney, right? I heard something about them bringing Charlie Cox over. Either ways, yeah, well, I think we're done here. I just wanted to talk about how excruciatingly stupid these people are and how ridiculous they've become. So, guys, with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff, if you like it, toss it a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and Bitchute and like are the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications. Get something from the Teespring. Check me out on Patreon as well. Links in the description. Bang the join button. And speak. Let me know. What do you guys think in the comments? This is stupid. This is so dumb. It is so non-consequential to anything. But I figured we get a good... I was interested enough in it because it's just a highlight. The reason this video exists is because it's to highlight what continues to happen. When anything gets a little hot these days, they jump all over it and just suck it dry until, it's no more. It doesn't even resemble the thing that it used to be. And this is just another example of that, So with that being said, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. And until the next one.